All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the penultimate match. 22nd U.S. Bar Table Championships presented by CSI and sponsored by Obi and Kamui. This is the men's 8-ball final between Justin Bergman and Jeffrey Ignacio. Jeff is undefeated. Justin has to win 2 sets to become the champion. If Jeff wins either set, he is the champion. Race to 5. 8-ball division, and it's also now official that we can congratulate Jeff on being the 2015 U.S. Bar Table All-Around Champion. However, the runner-up is still in question. Justin has a chance to become the runner-up for the All-Around, but I believe he has to win the tournament to pass Shane for second in the All-Around. But no one can catch Jeff. So he is the 10-ball champion, he is the all-around champion, and he is going for the 8-ball title. But Justin Bergman breaks in rack number 1. Six ball is down, another ball is down.
That was the 5-ball that went in. 2 solids. And as usual, when that sort of thing happens, the other group looks better. And really the only problem with the stripes that I can see is the 12.
But the 13's laying well to move it, should he select the stripes. He's looking at the solids, I think, but no, I guess maybe you're right. I guess he was looking at the 10-ball there.
I don't see a great opening shot for the solids except for the 3, which...
One on the side?
I'm not sure that's there from my position. It looks like it's not
but
there,
I think he's taking stripes.
Yeah. Okay, he's quite happy to have landed on the 10, because that is a small problem ball. And for the rest of this pattern, he's going to be focused on dealing with the 12. Bergman is from, as I said before, Fairview Heights, Illinois. Played on the Moscone Cup. Plays more or less full time. He doesn't have to play the 10. He could play the 9 to get on that trouble ball now, but he's going to take the 10 because he wants to get it out of the way.
You know, I might consider shooting the 9 now, Brian, and sliding down for the 13 to take care of the 13 and the 12.
I would like that because if he does that now and something bizarre happens, he's got a couple balls to help him get back there.
But this is okay too, but I do think the 9 should be next.
Well, he's decided that this is the way to go. And I'm sure he's pretty comfortable with the pattern, the way he needs to do it. If he's able to draw the cue ball, if he makes the 13 and draw the cue ball into the 7, both of those balls should clear. He elected not to go into those balls.
Just need a little care here, because after you graze off the 2, you want to make sure that the 8 doesn't hook you on the 11. So maybe a little bit of left English to help come around.
Well, it looks to me like he's going to play to graze the 2 on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, didn't even have to.
That ball is slow down, but he's okay. However, I can't tell for sure whether he can just bunt the 11 in and take the 8 in the opposite side pocket, or if he's got to like do something tricky, but we'll know shortly.
First game in the books, and it goes to Justin Bergman. And Jeffrey has his hands full with this opponent. He's going to have to use his A game because he's going to get the A game from Justin.
Bergman is a great player. I've watched him play a lot. Plays all games well.
While I have a second and Jeff's racking the balls, I do want to take a moment here and mention by name our great CSI stream team here that's worked so hard all week, starting, of course, with the CSI media manager, that's Justin Collett, who's been at the helm here making sure everything runs properly. Andy Chen pretty much has taken over the duties when Justin's not available, running the TriCaster, taking some pictures, and of course we got Steve with us again for the first time, and he has done yeoman work behind the board, so our thanks to the hard work for them, and I really appreciate you too, my good friend, sitting here and with me all week when you've been able to.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you for, having me.
You're welcome.
Ignacio came with another good break, as he's been doing the whole tournament. The 5 is a problem. And if he takes the stripes, the 14 and the 11 are problems. He doesn't have a great shot on a solid, except for the 7. And he's made 3 of the solids, I think, on this break. So he'd kind of prefer to shoot stripes, but it's tricky. Really tricky, actually.
Well, you're right about the 11 ball. I don't think I'd be concerned about anything else. It does look like the 12 will go where he's standing, and that could help him open the 8 up.
Well, the possible plan might be to shoot the 9 now, land on the 11, run through and shoot the 14 from the 11 if you got straight on it, and then the rest of the balls go. Now, the 13 may or may not pass the 6 to the left. If it doesn't, it's also a slight problem, and so is the 8, by the way, for stripes. The 8's a big problem.
Well, that's why I felt if he could shoot the 12 and open the 8 up, that would be the way to go. I even think there's a possibility of shooting the 14 in the side off the 11, but I can't tell if the 11's close enough to allow him to do that.
It is. There's a general rule of 8-ball that if there's more than 3 things to deal with, you don't like your side of it, but he doesn't really have much choice because of the standard that they're playing at. Well, he didn't choose the pattern the way I thought he would do it, which for me, I thought the 11 should come next, but maybe he's doing what Ken suggested, and he's going to go from the
15 to the 14?
15 to the 14. However, the 1's in his way. He overdrew for that shot.
Yeah.
So now you have to come back and play in the 12, don't you?
Well, he could,
or punch over.
He could go to the 10, but
okay, he tried to open everything up.
And he did.
He did a good job with the rack. Still has to deal with the 14, and he still has to deal with the 11. He solved problem 1, which was the 12, 13, 8. Came with a good shot there to do that. He's doing what you said. He's going to try and shoot the 14 off the 11. I would think now.
I would do it now, too, if I'm going to do it.
It's hard to hold on it from this shot, but maybe he can play a whole bunch of right English.
Yeah, now he's even closer.
Run it, I think.
Yeah, but he's close to the ball. I think that's going to help him. But you're right. He did come a bit too far.
Now the 13 protects him here a little bit, so he can probably play this with a little bit of speed and come around the 7.
Got to make sure the 11 doesn't mess up the 3 and the 5.
Absolutely.
13 here, yeah. So it's either bunt it or hit it firm.
Pretty sharp cut. He's still got a hit on this. Okay, he made the 14, but the 11 remains where it was. He's looking to see if he can make it. If he can.
Yeah, the point may stop the cue ball here.
Oh, okay.
This is tricky here.
Well, he's still got to negotiate what's going to happen when he makes the 13. Could knock the 8 to the side rail and lose position.
I think if he hits it with a, excuse me, with a fairly medium speed stroke here, he'll get the 8 off the cushion, bounce it out into space. But he's got to also take care where the cue ball goes.
Very well done.
And I'm going to beg your indulgence once more time, ladies and gentlemen, because I also want to recognize our unbelievable tournament direction staff here from Bad Boys Billiard Productions. Rick Jones, Bonnie Jones, Ken Jones, along with Bill Stock and Brett Baker. Once again, they have done what probably no other team in the business could do. Keep this thing moving on schedule all week and allow us to have both of our finals on time after 7 grueling days and about 600 players. So hats off to Bad Boys Billiard Productions. Thanks, guys. Great job. Actually, stripes are the group to take here.
Definitely the best opening shot. I don't see anything else tied up. I mean, he's got to deal with a 13 and 10, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem because he can get there from either the 14 or the 12. Although, what kind of shot he actually has on the 15 is a slight issue.
If he's frozen to it, he can do pretty much whatever he wants as far as where the cue ball goes. Excuse me. I would suggest a 9 next.
Might like to play position into the area where he has choice of the 3 balls.
Yeah. The 9, the 10, and the 14.
Which he did. And now if he has the angle, he might punch for the, because the 10 and the 13 both go in the left, lower left pocket, I'm pretty sure. And so he may choose to punch over and play position on the 10 Doesn't have to do that, but, you know, the general rule of thumb is when there's a problem, let's get rid of it early. So let's see what he does. Going there from the 14 works just as well.
I think he wants to improve the angle that he has on the 10 or the 14. I mean the 12 or 14.
Ended up in more than less the same spot, but it was worth a try to see if you could improve the angle. That looks good.
Made it look easy.
Once again, just run out after run out. As the crowd has filled up. Dry break.
And an open table.
Very open.
And the stripes look pretty good to me.
Both groups look good, I think, except for the one.
Yeah.
For Salas, that is.
Mm-hmm.
The opening shot is a... Oh, no, I'm sorry, he's got the 15 right over the side. He's looking... Well, now he's looking at what to do with those two stripes up in the upper left, which I believe are the 10 and the 12. The balls on the right are just a perfect dead combo. That's the 14 and the 13. And so, provided that he can deal with the ones in the, where he's standing, this is really just routine out, I would think. The 8's open. Just keep control of the cue ball.
And the only other ball he's got to take some care with, Brian, will be the 9. That's in between the 1 and the 4.
Now, he wants to control the 10 when he makes this. It could get away from him. did that perfectly. And now, as Kenny said, the only real problem left is the 9. Only because it's
surrounded.
Yeah, it's not the easiest ball in the world to land on properly, but
I think he's going to the 11,
right,
then the 9, then the combo.
Exactly. Well,
yeah, I think he can
he's
still
okay,
get,
but it's a close thing,
yeah,
because he wanted to be dead straight.
As long as he can get to the bottom of the cue ball with the Q-tip, he'll be all right.
Just got to make sure he doesn't. From here, I like playing the 8 in the side, I believe. Seems pretty natural. Good out.
3-1. Since there were 2 combos in that match, it made me think of something that I wanted to ask you. I was going to wait till the rack was over. We were talking earlier today or yesterday, maybe today, we were talking about the different terminologies that are used in other countries. At least in the UK, and I don't know about the rest of Europe, they call a combo a plant.
A plant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it's wired, they call it a set.
As opposed to dead, that we use, yeah.
They call a bank a double, which makes no sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah,
and a 2-rail bank is a treble.
Yeah,
but I don't even know if they have any clue what a 4-rail bank would be. A queeble? Another good break, but immediately the 113 are a problem for both groups of balls.
Excuse me, however, the 10 will open them up if he wants to take the stripes and start with the 11. And I really think that's the way to go, Brian, because all the other stripes have pockets.
I was going to say, if he wants to use the solids, the 3 is the ball to open them from.
Correct.
So I don't think he'll take the solids if the 5 doesn't pass the 14. And he kind of just made it look like it doesn't.
Both of us.
We have to make sure we don't talk loud enough where they can hear us, because Justin really would benefit from listening to me. Ignacio doesn't use his ears for anything. He tried to open the 1 then. Whew, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Now he might have to try it again, but I'm not sure he can clear the 13. I'm saying if he draws into those balls.
I think he's got to do it off the 3, Brian. Because he's got to go into it with some force.
What protects him?
That's right. And only the 5.
I really feel like he made the wrong choice here. I hate, to judge him. I'm sitting up here, but I'm not so sure that was the right choice of shot. It was a little overly creative, because I'm not sure he could, even from the shot he played, he could push the 1 far enough to get it clear. Whereas but meanwhile, he may have preferred to do that because he didn't have a great shot on the 11. And there's no real protection from the 10 to the break open the balls. This is, kind of advanced 8-ball theory, I guess, but maybe he was thinking properly that if he could do it off the opening shot, the rest of the rack would be routine. He's ducking here, I think.
Yeah, safe behind the 2.
Okay, that's effective.
He's got to go with the 12, doesn't he? 1 rail?
Unless he can come 1 rail and make the 11. He called the 12. He's going to kick, try and make it. It's not bad. He's in the driver's seat from here.
Justin's got to try to kick the 2 in, I think.
I don't think the safety was a good choice there either. Myself, he might have shot on the 6.
Yeah, that's what he's looking at.
And if he does, may as well play with left English and try and open up the 113. Whether you can do that, I'm not sure, but I would be inclined to go ahead and say this is do or die. It's got half a pocket at best to further complicate it. Kenny might be right. The best shot might be to make the 2. But how do you... I don't even know if that's there.
The
because
9,
the 9
might be away. Yeah, the 9's in the way, I think.
You may have to jump to the 3. Okay, he's called the 6. This is a big shot right here. If he loses this game, they'll be back on, and I believe they'll be back on serve.
Shots like this are almost more feel than anything else because it's so hard to see the angle when you're this close to the ball, especially back cutting it, and he's only got a half a pocket anyway. I think he's going to tie the 10 up.
We're going to get a great view of it.
Wow.
Wow, he made it.
Wow, what a shot.
And now, do you make the 3 and billiard open the 113 from that shot? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That way you're protected. As opposed to if you draw from the 2 into the 1 here, you have nothing afterwards. So that's really the shot I like. But he's choosing
He's going to draw into it now, off the side rail.
He needed to have shot the last shot. I do not think this was going to be very good.
Yeah.
He's going to have to get fortunate if he comes off the side rail and into the 1. Missed it. No, Ken, I really think he needed to shoot the 3 2 shots ago to open the 113. That was, it was lying really well. It was a big target. Now, I don't think he has very much. Tie something up, maybe?
Well, I wouldn't touch the 1 ball.
Can't cross bank it. That was the only other, like a Hail Mary type shot. Tie up the...
Well, he can only hit 2 balls. And if he grazes the 5s to tie those up, he could be hooked.
Okay, he's trying to kick the 5 in.
Yeah, that was just by another inning, I think. He got lucky and tied the 8 up, but the 14 will pass. It's, it's accessible to be made. But I don't know if Jeff wants to shoot here or play safe.
shame that he made such a good shot on the 6 and wasn't able to make it pay off.
Yeah, Jeff's going to try to run these out.
I would think that he would try and make them open the 1 up, the 13 up now. Didn't quite get it loose. Not the way he wanted to. It may go to the right-hand corner. He's looking now. Tell you what, if it doesn't go, he's got a problem. See, that was one of those instances where, because he had protection with the 11 ball, I feel like he should have hit that breakout, firm.
Well, I see one other possibility, Brian, and that would be the 11 in the side, then the 14, which is near the 8, 9 in the side, and roll the cue ball down there and split the 113 with the cue ball after making the 9 in the side. I know it's not laying well angle-wise to do that, but it could be done.
That looks like what he's going to do.
Unless he's going to try to do something off the 12. That's just going to require a lot more accuracy as far as cue ball travel.
Well, like I say, he's Filipino and they're adept at that sort of pattern, perpetration.
Safe. No?
I think you're right.
Yeah. See how smart that was? Now he's making Justin kick at the 1 ball, which is going to open the 2 of those balls up. Justin can't afford to kick at the 5. He risks fouling. I mean, he may do that, but that's how smart a shot. That's how smart a shot that was from Jeff.
Sorry, Kenny, making the 9 might be not a bad play here.
Yeah, but you give him ball in hand.
But
you give him ball in hand.
The 12 is still a problem.
Doesn't it go on the right side?
It does.
Well, if you give the guy ball in hand.
Okay, it's going to take me a while to explain this, but he's going to use the ball in hand to deal with the 13, from which it's not that hard to land on either the 12 or the 14 in such a way that he can get to the next ball.
Okay, I see that.
That's why.
I see that. Nevertheless, the important point there was how smart Jeff's shot was.
He might be tying up the 9 here with the 8.
Now he's massing into the 1. No, he's not.
Okay, he hit the 5. He's left a shot.
But he's protected by the 113 still.
Well,
it may wind up not doing many good.
I was just going to say he can't lose the game with the 13 tied up, but he also will have trouble winning it. No. That's why I feel like he might have advanced his situation slightly by making the 9. I don't want to belabor the point, but because Ignacio can keep doing this for a while. But if you start knocking his balls down, it becomes where he's going to have to deal with his problem. Anyways.
Yeah, well, it's moot now because
it's not the kind of thing you'd normally do against such a good player, but I feel like that might have been one of the. Yeah, it's definitely moot now because the balls are open.
Right.
And that's why I feel like that was the time to do it. I don't know. It's something to think about anyways. But, when you're the guy who's defending here, it's hard to find a way to win this game. Short of making like a trick shot. Yeah, and that's what he's going for, is a trick shot. It's close. No. Well,
if he can't make the 12, that's not a bad shot.
He got a good roll.
Excuse me.
Of course, Jeff still has the safety. He's also got a billiard to make the 9, which isn't probably that good, but he may be forced to play safe. In which case, not a bad shot by Justin. Now he's at least got a kick on the 5 to win the game.
Yeah, he should have taken a little more care there and tried to freeze him on that 12 ball. Take a little bit of the side rail away.
Still tricky for Ignacio. Definitely in the driver's seat, but he's got to execute this properly. If he draws off the 15, he could draw him behind the 9 and have nothing. If he goes forward, he could knock the 9 safe. Goes around the 9, very nice. But, well, he could have tied the 8 up there, but he didn't.
Right.
So now he'll probably leave some angle, go 1 natural rail to the 13.
Yeah, the 13 lays natural to get on the 8 and just come straight up. Somewhere, you know, you want to be around the head string. I like a stop shot here on the 9, maybe back 3 inches.
Important thing, don't be straight.
Correct.
Okay, he decided to play the 2 balls in the same pocket, which is even better. Well, he ended up thin and had to go up and down, and he did quite well.
Gotta just take care here. You could still scratch off the 5 in the side. He's going to have to do a little something with the cue ball.
Oof. It's quite a game. Makes it 3-2, and Ignacio breaking. Came up dry the last time he broke.
He has a very similar body movement on his break, like Shane does.
Well, a lot of people have copied Shane.
Well, certainly.
Why wouldn't you?
But, I mean, this is...
yeah, it's very similar.
You know, he'll come down, he'll come up with the hips, go through.
Ooh, almost got kicked in the corner.
Well, if the 4 doesn't go...
And it doesn't.
What stripe can he shoot? 15?
Well, would you bet on that, or would you bet on your ability to work the 4 loose?
I'd shoot the 15 if I'm him. I would be that confident.
You can hit it a little rough. It'll go in off the 4 if
right,
he misses it that way.
And all you got to do is stop the cue ball, and then you've got shots.
And if he does that, the rack is over. This is really the shot of the rack if he shoots the 15.
I like that he's taking a little extra time here.
He did wick the 13.
Which he has to play now.
Right. He would have missed that ball had those balls not been
Well, I
there.
think he played it there intentionally. You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I don't think he would have missed it by that much, but we'll never know. I think his issue here is making sure he gets on the 9 where the cue ball won't go anywhere near the 6.
He'd like to hit the 8. He overcut the ball.
Wow. Wow, I would never expect that to happen.
He was trying to hit it so soft. Well, an unexpected bonus for Justin Bergman.
Hell yeah. I mean, he finishes these, he's breaking to force a deciding set.
Right, and in the way that Jeff pocketed that first ball, the 15, he opened up the problem ball for Justin. So he really just doesn't have too tricky of a run out here. The 6 and 4 are, you know, a little bit complicated, but he feels like he's stealing at this point. Didn't really want to make the 5, but he's okay, I believe.
Yeah, it's just going to be the angle on the 1 to come long rail, and then bounce towards the 6. At least that's the way it looks from here.
I feel like he wouldn't mind landing on the 6-4 combination.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying, long rail towards the 6.
Right. Because it's not that easy to get from the 4 to the 6.
Oh, absolutely.
So the combination would be the preferable play here.
Yeah, and then the 8's right there.
And he's got the perfect angle. Needs a bounce. A little skid, but it still went in.
Oh, skidded a little bit.
Another skid, yeah. You could see the 8-ball kind of slide a little bit there.
Maybe it was on the spot, and that might have thrown it a little bit. But nevertheless, Justin is about to break to force a second set. OB is the official cue of the U.S. Bar Table Championship, and Kamui is our official tip and our official host and sponsor right here, the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno.
Nothing's going in.
Jeff stays alive.
That break was not as well hit, although it was hit hard, but it didn't seem to really spread very well. Looks like a pachinko game.
Yeah. Well, the 3 ball is a difficult ball for the solids. And the 14 is maybe a little bit tricky, but it's got both corners, I believe. But does he have a stripe to open with?
Is the problem.
Right.
I don't think he does.
Yeah, I don't think he's got a...
Except the only possibility is cutting the 14 in. And I'm not sure that passes the 9. So he may be forced to shoot solids and deal with the 3.
Well, if you're going to take a crack at it, you might do it right now with the 5 ball.
Exactly. Could walk right down there, maybe billiard the 13, or maybe split.
Get to go through the gap.
Correct.
10 and 13. Yeah. Yeah, I like this, Brian.
Or draw to the side rail and try and hit the field goal there between the 13 and 10.
Right.
But it might lie perfectly just to walk right into the 13. He played the draw option.
Mm-hmm. And this was a situation really where the lay of the balls dictated what group you had to play.
Right, but he had a pretty good margin for error, really. I mean, he had a good, what would you call it, a foot, probably
6-inch diameter at least. Yeah. Okay, what he wants to make sure he does when he spins out here is not hit the 2.
Or the 13 if he comes back.
Yeah, I think he's coming back.
Well done. The 6 passes to the upper right. He just touched where he wants the cue ball to land. Probably coming that route off 2 cushions.
Maybe draw over.
Or drawing over. Yeah, that might be better. Good shot.
Okay, Jeff's break coming up to force a case game. On behalf of all the players here, I want to express our gratitude to CueSports International for the $22,500 they've added to this event, guaranteed. $5,000 added to each of the 3 men's divisions, $1,000 added to each of the 3 women's divisions, plus the added for the all-around, which was another $3,000 between the men and the women. And once again, that's why this has become arguably the most popular bar table event of the year. It's also the most prestigious, and it's certainly the most difficult to win. Cue ball, watch cue ball.
He's dry.
I don't know that Justin has a stripe he can shoot at other than the 9 in the corner up here.
The solids are a problem. He's got a shot at the 1, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, I think he does, but I agree with you that...
Where do you go? There's nowhere to go.
Where can you go? All right. The only thing you can do is probably play the 5 next.
Well, he might.
He may shoot
he
the
may
9.
shoot the 9.
It may go in the side too, Brian, but he's going to play it in the corner.
This is going to be a good shot. He may not have the 1, Ken.
You're right. He may be corner hooked. Or he may just not want to shoot it.
Well, there's nowhere to go off of it as part of the problem. I mean,
right.
If I was going to shoot the 1, I would come over and try and shoot the 5 next, and maybe even have a shot at opening up the, what is that, the 6 and the 7.
Yeah, I think I think that's a makeable combination. I think there's enough distance between the 2 balls, but nevertheless, I do believe he wants stripes.
Well, if the combination is workable, then I would prefer that myself. You know what he may not have looked at is that the 7-6 might be dead in the lower right-hand corner. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see it.
Which would simplify that.
He's looking at it.
He's got the 9.
No. He's looking at your combination.
All right.
Good observation, Brian.
It's a big shot. Although the nice part is if it really is dead, then that means you can't miss it. But if there's a little bit of gap between the balls...
Oh, there's a gap. You can see the look at the shadows. Swish.
Right in the heart. Ish. All right, he's in the driver's seat now. Does the 8 pass the 13?
I don't know, but it sure goes in the left side.
Right, in which case he would leave those balls down there for the end.
Mm-hmm. The 3 will get him to the 4.
Right.
But I'll tell you right now, if he's jacked up a little too much, I'd shoot the deuce.
Oh, no question.
2-5-1.
Or 2-7-5-1, something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
He tried to get on the 5, which would make sense. It's not that routine to get from the 1 to the 7 comfortably.
No, he may shoot the 5 now, come around the 10, and then 7-1.
That would be a good pattern, because getting from the 7 to the 3 lies pretty
natural.
Good.
Yeah.
Wants to make sure he picks the right path, the right pattern of balls to maximize his percentage. He's not going to get another whack at this, I doubt very much. Well, he'll get the break if it goes 4-4. But he wants this one.
Center of the table here for the 7. What do you think?
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
If the 8 does not pass the 13, and we're not sure, he absolutely has to get the 7 before he goes down there. And he's got to get from the 7 to the 3 with an angle to take him to the 4. In other words, he cannot... he can't come short on the shot, and it looks like he's got to draw.
Yeah, but I think he can draw it to where it is right now.
Right, but he can't underhit it. And he can't overhit it, he'll be too thin.
Right.
He's got to hit basically a perfect shot here. Not that he won't. I'm sure he will, but easy. He's not happy.
I think it's going to be good enough. I think he can get to the center diamond, right past the chalk.
He may have to put the slightest amount of inside on this.
Yeah, anywhere near that piece of chalk, I think he's going to be okay. As long as he's off the rail. Uh-oh. He's dead is what he is.
Was always going to be a problem.
Yeah, you were right. He needed to spin that a little bit more.
Now, kick the 4 in. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Take your time now. Don't get frustrated. You
Give it your all.
Put some effort into this now. That position error could very well cost him the championship, or at least an opportunity for the championship, because if Jeff clears this up, we're going to have one game left in this set.
Taking his time. And we're hill. Bergman had a good chance to win the match. Will he get another one? Pardon me, to win the set, not the match, but I think you all know what I mean.
Well, let's see what the break gods have in store for Mr. Bergman here. We're either going to play another set, or Mr. Jeffrey is going to be a double champion here and an all-around champion.
We've had 3 dry breaks in this set, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, 2 by Jeff, 1 by Justin.
So he needs to reverse that trend. Could it be because the people have come in and the humidity's picked up a touch? Who knows? This is dry.
Oh, boy.
This is dry.
And I'll tell you, the 9 was going in the side. It got kissed out. The 12 was going. It got kissed out. And Jeff has a wide open table, and it looks like solids are the group, Brian. But what's he got to open with?
He's got the 1. No, it doesn't pass. He's got the 6.
Yeah, it looks like the 6 passes the 3. And it looks like all the solids have a pocket.
Those last 3 breaks just did not seem to get the balls rolling.
And he hit that one square.
Almost
too many.
Almost too good kind of thing.
Too many collisions.
Yeah.
Maybe he needed to back off of 10%. That was a little rough.
Hit it a little rough indeed.
Gosh.
Now the really, the 7, I mean, it's not a huge problem, but that's really the only small problem in this rack at the moment.
Right. It's going to be 3-2-5 from right now. And maybe he can get from the 5 to the 7 if he gets the right angle on the 5 ball to play the 7 in the right side. Also, the 4 gets him to the 7 in the lower right corner here.
Playing to land on the 5 right now.
Needs a heavy tap.
He got it.
Yeah.
That could have gone wrong.
Yeah, but he's actually made the 7 a little tougher now.
Well, he may play position on it now, Ken, and play for the 7 in the side, planning to go up between the 4 and the 1 and then come back down for the 4 and the 1. Choices.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think that's what the plan is. Position on the 7 right here is probably going to determine whether he's the champion this set or not. And he's got good access to the cue ball too.
A little extra drop of powder. Just make sure that he gets these balls to take the title. 240 players.
It's a big scalp to take this title.
That's right.
Oh boy.
Well,
all right.
A little bit of adrenaline, but he's okay. Could have gone wrong.
Well, he's got the proper side of the cue ball. He's done it. Jeffrey Ignacio, 2015 U.S. Bar Table 8-ball champion. 2015 U.S. Bar Table
10-ball and 8-ball.
10-ball champion, 8-ball champion, and all-around champion. Congratulations to Jeff Ignacio. And on behalf of my very good friend Brian Butler, and everybody here at the CSI Stream team, thank you to each and every one of you for your support of the stream and of CSI Pool. Once again, thanks to OB for being the official cue, Kamui for being the official tip, and the Grand Sierra Resort, our official host. We're going to have some presentations here for Jeff. We'll leave the cameras on for that. And then I think we'll have a loop for you overnight. And we want to say good night, and hopefully we'll see everybody in Vegas in July. Take care, everyone. Thank you, Brian.
Goodbye. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. You made a big difference. You did. shake his hand. Shake his hand. There you go. Enjoy the golf.
Yeah,
All right, man. Take care.
Okay, see ya.
All right.
Still smoking?
Yeah. You want one?
No. Oh. I left that long time ago.
Long time ago. My bad habit. Listen, if I didn't smoke, I'd be perfect.
That's right.
Gotta have one thing.
Yeah, huh?
Man, because I know you gotta have to move.
That's the worst I do, and it's really not